4:55 on a Wednesday. Sun is setting down. It's about to become night in about 5 minutes. NFL picks, week 17. This video is sponsored. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Bernardo Benny Moreno, senator from Ohio. You claimed that the Biden administration, and by the way, don't think you're wrong. You claimed that the Biden administration shamelessly played politics with human lives. When your fucking dumbass should understand that politicians have been shamelessly playing politics with human lives for ages. This is not a new concept. It was never. I mean, this did not start with COVID. I mean, do you remember fucking the Patriot Act? Do you remember like all these different things? And of course, I had to mention the liberal leftist Republican George W. Bush's beloved Patriot Act. Oh fuck. Benny Moreno, you're a scumbag. You're a bigger scumbag than Donald Trump. That says a lot because I've pretty much known that Donald Trump was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend since 2019. I mean, this is not even fucking shocker. Jeffrey Epstein's fake, by the way, but here's the deal. You have proven yourself to be a bigger scumbag than Donald Trump. You present this garbage blanketing fucking dual citizenship ban. I don't even want to get started on it. You're just a scumbag. You're just a fucking scumbag. And loyalty to a country means nothing if you're a slave to international Freemasonry, which you're a part of. Anyways, NFL picks, as tangential as an Oscar acceptance speech or whatever awards acceptance speech. Washington at home, getting 8.5 against Dallas Cowboys. It's a Netflix game. Dak Prescott, 500 yards. Cowboys by 5. The lip smack of doom. Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell is an idiot. Favored by 7.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. Can the Vikings just fucking lay down? What the fuck do they have to prove? They should just fucking relax. There's nothing on the line. Who gives a shit? You might as well smite the Green Bay Packers for being part of the biggest jackass state of the union, allegedly. Minnesota. Minnesota. I mean, there's so many fucking U.S. fucking states in competition for that. The land of Tim Walz' corruption. I mean, Tim Walz was always a corrupt scumbag. Fucking lied about his military service. The guy's not even from Minnesota. He's from fucking Nebraska. Omaha. 59 back, 59. He's not even from Minnesota. And he didn't even do any really important military service. He's like claiming all this shit like, I lost a hairline in the army. Fuck out of here. Was he even in the army? Anyways, I like the fucking Lions in this game. Of course, the Vikings are to cover. Vikings are to cover because they're playing at home. And, you know, that whole purple rain mystique at home. But the Lions are going to win that game. Not about it. Denver, favored by 13.5 points at the Kansas Chiefs. I think that Nigerian guy is starting for KC, soon to be KC. KC, soon to be KC. Just like how the Broncos, how I predicted them to annihilate the Chiefs in week 18 of last year to make the playoffs. And of course, none of you even fucking saw me do it because it was formulated in my head at the time. I had conceived original thought proclaiming like freaking 6 or 5, 6. Actually, it was after the whole fiasco with the blocked field goal. I proclaimed the blocked field goal in the first Denver-Kansas City meeting, 2024. I proclaimed, Broncos are going to annihilate Kansas City. Broncos are going to annihilate Kansas City again and get their revenge for the bullshit of last year's Arrowhead debacle with the field goal and the theatrical drama. They're going to destroy Kansas. They're going to destroy Kansas City. They're going to annihilate them worse than the Chargers did. And the Chargers had to do it on the down low, behind the knees. No, the Broncos are just going to do it over the air and on the ground. Houston Texans getting 1.5 at the Chargers. Ugh. We might see a Houston Texans defense that humiliates Justin Herbert the same way they did last year in the playoffs. I like the Texans big in this game. Even though the Texans offense is frankly inferior to the Chargers, CJ Stroud is just, I mean, he's kind of like Bo Nix. He's got to win. He's got to hang on until the very end to win by barely anything. But Bo Nix does it better. Barely. I like the Texans big in this game. They're going to cover this spread easily. Frankly, 1.5 is a stupid line. The home field advantage, fuck that shit. It should be a pick'em line. There should be no favorite. Period. Baltimore Ravens, the trash bags that they are, the trash bags they've been since fucking 2016. One of the biggest frauds in recent NFL history. Getting 3 at Green Bay. For once, a good line for the Packers. And look, I'll say this. To determine a real fraud, you've got to look at how teams play late down the stretch in the regular season as well as in the playoffs. It's a combination of those two. Frankly, John Harbaugh should be running Derrick Henry to death in this game after flubbing it up against the frickin' Patriots. The Ravens have absolutely no home field advantage anymore. Isn't that fucking sad? They've become like Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers, always playing down to their fucking opponent at home. What a joke! Steelers deserve that fucking division, but you know what? For as fucking fraudulent as the Ravens are, and also for the whole Lamar Jackson thing going on with his back, and despite the fact that I think anybody who fucking signed off on having Cooper Rush be fucking Lamar's backup should be fucking disciplined heavily. I mean, Cooper Rush, I mean, you could have gotten a fucking running back playing quarterback. I like the Ravens to cover this spread because it's going to be a very low-scoring game. Defensively driven. Oh, but no. Mike Parsons. Einjurai. Oat for the Ciezo. Ravens cover. It's not a guarantee they win. I don't even believe in the Packers. I think they're fucking frauds. But Malik Willis is probably going to have Malik Willis may have a good game without throwing an obscene amount of touchdowns. But the Ravens offense is just they're so fucking bad without Lamar Jackson. They really are. Lamar Jackson, despite the Ravens being a fucking garbage team for years, Lamar has actually gotten better each year. I'll give Lamar Jackson that. Sort of the Michael Vick principle. But then again, Michael Vick was always way better. Early 2000s Michael Vick, he was way better with the fucking football than early Lamar Jackson in some ways. Because Jackson, he would make these sissy throws. I mean, Lamar would make these fucking sissy throws. That was just embarrassing. These shitty bullet passes. These shitty-ass bullet passes. I mean, this just made him look like a flailing child. Okay. Arizona getting 7.5 at Cincinnati. Cincinnati big. They might win by 40. Cardinals defense might show up and they might make it interesting. But the Bengals, they're just playing very. They're going to be playing very angrily. They're going to try to get some of that New England Patriot swagger of beating bad teams at home. Cleveland at home getting 3 against Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf is out because he's a bitch. DK Metcalf was always a bitch. Drama queen. TJ Watt still mulling. Ron Rodgers is running a fucking symphony. He's about to pull off the Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart coup. The Browns, Shedeur Sanders. Will the Browns give up on Shedeur Sanders too quickly? Well, if Sanders is caught with an obscene amount of alcohol around his waist, drinking it up and listening to garbage-ass Playboy Cardi on YouTube Premium, they might keep him for another year. Remember Johnny Manziel? Browns cover. This line is actually kind of funny in a way because, Pittsburgh's losing some major guys. They have lost a couple of major guys. I mean, DK Metcalf is a beast on that offense. And TJ Watt is just TJ Watt. I mean, on that line. Fucking homewrecker, right? The main homewrecker, right? The main protagonist is not him, is Aaron Rodgers. Because, of course, it is. Center of attention, right, Queen? Browns cover. Steelers win. Browns cover. Steelers, honestly, they should probably just go home free with this one. But the Browns are going to make it tough. And Myles Garrett, he's going to be going Kobe all day, just jumping around, all hyper, trying to get all the sacks. Shout out to Cam B. We love you. Come back. We miss you, Dad. Tennessee at home, 2.5 underdog against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans wins this game, but the Titans cover. It's going to be a closer game. Cam Ward, guy's kind of built like a tank. It's kind of ridiculous. Jacksonville, 6.5 point favorite at the Indianapolis Colts. And Phillip Rivers, Mr. F-U-N himself. It's never been easier to be a geriatric oldster in the NFL. That said, if you looked at teams like Kansas City this year, you'd have thought the receivers were all 85 years old. Like Travis Mama Cat Kelsey. I like the fucking Colts to cover. I know they played like I know they didn't. I know they lost pretty badly against San Francisco. Okay, but I think they'll cover. I mean, Phillip Rivers had a good start to that game against the Niners. That's the thing. I mean, the guy was putting up good numbers, even though Brock Purdy was like 5 for 5, 68 yards in the first quarter. Rivers went like over 100 yards and touchdown, 9 for 13. That was in like the full first quarter, I think. My memory is kind of. Anyways, Colts cover. Jacksonville might win, but I think the Colts cover. I really do. In fact, I'll take the Colts to upset Jacksonville. I really do. Fuck Sauce Gardner. That was a bad trade, but typical jackass Indianapolis trade. I think I hate the Colts more than any other team in the NFL. They're just the personification of a fucking stupid, sarcastic donkey. It's kind of like those stupid idiots you talk to in like fucking on Facebook, Discord, Twitter, By the way, Bernie Moreno, if you're watching this, Benny Moreno, Benny, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. You belong in a Discord server with a bunch of sarcastic twats who talk about superficial shit all day. And now it's time for the sponsor. This video is sponsored by YouTube Poop, where the poop is actually the entirety of YouTube, for the most part. From the bit rates fucking up, because if you don't have premium, allegedly, then you're screwed. A lot of people have had some bad experiences with that. Or maybe they're just saying that just to spite YouTube. But honestly, I believe I believe them. I think YouTube is capable of doing that bad because their bit rates have been bad for a while. Then you have all the go along, get along ass sniffers who talk about superficial nonsensical crap, whether it's leftist or pro-race or anti-race or conservative or Tom McDonaldish, which is just basically just a corporate fucking pea pod technology, baby, arose from a fucking artifice to fucking talk about absolutely fucking nothing. YouTube poop is YouTube. Soylent Green is people. After they take a shit in the toilet and the sewers get lodged up with poo and it's collected by all the scientists and becomes Soylent. It's no longer beautiful avant-garde philosophy. It's just become the website itself. You are the chosen one. Anyways, I can't do this. You are the chosen one. I can't. No. I can't. You are supposed to bring peace to the force, not go against it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, by the way, the Jaguars said the Colts would upset Jags. Tampa Bay favored by 5.5 against the Dolphins at Miami. It would have been a bigger point spread if Tampa Bay didn't fucking suck and they were conservative and blew fucking opportunities to win, and their offense is playing stupider than ever because Baker Mayfield's T-Rex arms have fucking lost it, and the defense is absolute garbage. They're talented guys on this team, and they play like garbage. Now the receiving corps has been, a little iffy. Be a good thing if Mike Evans is back in healthy shape, right? Or whatever happens. I'm from an alternate dimension. The Dolphins, Quinn Ewers. I like the Bucks to lose this game in another alternate dimension. But for this video, I'm going to take the Dolphins to cover this point spread, but the Bucks win. This could be another trap game for whatever. It's what trap game? The Bucks are fucking frauds. They should have fired Todd Bowles after last year, but I'll say this. I'll save that for later. Yeah, the Bucks, they'll win from talent aspect. They should overpower the Dolphins. But the Dolphins are going to cover because Tampa Bay's defense is so terrible that you can't fucking trust them to hold a fucking lead. And Baker Mayfield is probably going to fucking struggle because of his shitty decisions. Whatever. Shitty is the Troglodyte's favorite word, isn't it? Favorite cuss word? Stop smoking. New England and New York Jets. New York Jets getting 13.5 at home against the Patriots. This should be a 30-point spread. Patriots should be favored by 30. Patriots going to win 30 to fucking 10. After the fucking scare of the Baltimore Ravens, which that's what the Ravens are. They're just a scare. They're not really that dangerous. They don't scare anybody anymore. And you know what? If you were a fucking skeptic like me, they never were very scary. Even if the fucking refs didn't screw them over, or even if the refs had screwed them over 10 billion times in favor of Kansas City, this fucking mythology of the refs are carrying Kansas City. What if it's the refs carrying them? Oh, like the refs have never rigged a fucking football game before. Kansas City's that special? They're not. And the Patriots are the kings of playing bad teams and beating them to a pulp. So the Patriots win. Carolina getting 7 at home against Seattle. Bunch of man-children think that the Seahawks are just going to cakewalk this game. I like the Panthers to make a valiant effort and almost win against the Seahawks. So Panthers cover, Seahawks win. A lot of people are thinking the Seahawks are frauds early in the season. Fuck that jazz. Sam Darnold has a completely different mentality from when he played early in his career, and that's a good thing. You don't want to be stuck in that stupid Todd Bowles, New York Jets, ripping off Rich Kotite for the fucking new generation with the shitty jerseys. Let's rip off the Rich Kotite era mentality as well. Stupid Nerf ball dorks called the New York Jets front office thought that was fucking cool. That team should be fucking retracted from the entirety of the United States. The New York Giants, favored by 1.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders. I like the Raiders to cover this spread. I really do. They might even win this game. But at the very least, they'll make an effort. They cover. Philadelphia getting 1.5 at Buffalo. Well, it's a story of two different playoff caliber teams due to momentum. The Bills are riding high. The Eagles are really up and down, very shaky. I think that the Eagles are going to make it a very tough game for the Bills. Just because the defense for Philadelphia is way better than Buffalo. I mean, that said, if the Eagles struggle again offensively, they're probably going to have to go to Cancun before Week 18 because it's just fucking ridiculous. That said, I think the Bills are going to overcome the Eagles. But the Eagles, it's easy spread to cover. They might have a chance to win it too. But I'll pick the... As much as I want to pick the road team, as much as I want to pick against the team on the hot streak, the Bills are going to be playing like super urgently. So, yeah. So, Eagles cover. And the Chicago Bears getting 3 at San Francisco. I like the Bears to cover this spread, and they're going to win this game possibly. Or at very least, they just cover. People are going to realize that San Francisco, it's not a Kyle Shanahan problem. It's a Brock Purdy problem. You put any other quarterback in behind center, they probably play almost as good, just as good, maybe even better. Mac Jones played pretty good under this system. It's not Kyle Shanahan, even though Kyle Shanahan is a piece of garbage fucking culture actor in the NFL. He's a fucking patsies, Lee Harvey Oswald. He assassinated his own fucking team in the fucking how many fucking Super Bowls did he fucking sabotage because of his shitty ass bullshit. Almost John Harbaugian. Harbaugh. By the way, my definitive decision on this Eagles-Bills game, take the Bills, but the Eagles cover. And yeah, the Bears, they cover against the 49ers. They might even fucking win this game. I'm telling you right now. I'm not saying the Bears are a fucking elite team. But it's the tenacity of the Bears offensively. And also on defense, I mean, they could possibly force Purdy into throwing some interceptions. I mean, it's what it is. That said, you could also see some breakdowns. The Bears defense will eventually, kind of fray, kind of get, kind of expose have their weak spots exposed. Especially if you utilize the speed of your receivers and whatnot. But I think the Bears cover. I think it's going to be a really good game. It's probably going to be a very difficult game because both of these offenses are going to struggle quite a lot. Whatever. And the Atlanta Falcons getting 7.5 at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Well, the Rams were a NFC home field hopeful. They just fired their special teams coordinator because they fucking played way too conservatively for their own fucking good last week. It was good drama. It was good fiction, maybe. What is the process of making NFL scripts and giving it to your players? Are all these NFL players just really good actors? I don't believe that all the way. I definitely believe that Freemasons control the NFL. But a script? You gotta give me more substantial evidence than just a bunch of jerk-offs on YouTube who want to scam you and brainwash you into believing in absolute nonsense. Like every other fucking YouTube parasite. A poopasite. I like the Atlanta Falcons to cover. This could be another trap game for the Rams. I think the Rams will overcome, but the Falcons will cover. They'll keep it close. Those are your NFL picks. Week 17. Brought to you by